do you take action? In an earlier video, I talked about the importance of smart goal setting. So in other words, setting goals that are specific, measurable, achievable or attainable, relevant, results orientated, and T for timely, time bound, or within a time frame. And we talked about using this example here of I'm going to lose £5 by the 1st of May and how that conforms to the principle of smart goal setting. And if it's smart, you're more likely to achieve it. We could have used a hairdressing example and said, I am going to average 25% of the salon total revenue in retail sales, or I am going to average 50% of our clients rebook by the 1st of May, or I'm going to average 50% of our clients have additional services by the 1st of May. Again, all of them conforming to the SMART principle. But here's the thing, just because you've expressed a goal in the SMART context doesn't mean it's going to happen. Whether it happens or not is all about the actions that you take. Now, I find that most hairdressers are very spontaneous in their way of thinking. I find that most of us that are in the hairdressing industry, we're more emotional, we're more creative about how we think and how we implement things. And sometimes that's a great advantage, but there's other times where it can be a disadvantage, because to achieve your goals often requires strategic thinking and strategic planning. Now, I think, I might be wrong, that one of the things that enables us to, be efficient at what we do as hairdressers is that we have short-term projects. Now, a project is a client. So a client comes in, they're there for anywhere between, say, 30 minutes if it's just for a haircut, or maybe if they have a colour, it could be up to 3 hours. But it's still a relatively short-term project. It has a very clear beginning, middle, and end, and then we have another project or another client. But as a salon owner, you'll have a lot of tasks that you have to do, which are going to take a lot more than 3 hours. They're going to be long-term projects. And so thinking about them in a strategic way and learning to plan our actions is a very important part of that process. So let's use this as an example again and say I'm going to lose £5 by the 1st of May is a good goal. And it's, conforming to the SMART principle. But what's the strategy? How are we then going to turn that into reality? Well, step 2 of writing that is to then say, how am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to run 2 miles 3 times per week. Okay? What else are you going to do? Fruit for breakfast. Okay, what else are you going to do? I'm going to do Bikram yoga 2 times per week. Okay, what else? I'm going to have salad and grilled fish or chicken for lunch. What else are you going to do? No bread. Okay, now, I'm sure you get the idea. What we have now is we have a very clear goal, and then we have the strategy underneath it as to how we're going to go about achieving that goal. Let's put a hairdressing relevant example there, and let's use the retail thing. So if you're a salon owner or manager, let's imagine you've got a small salon with, say, half a dozen staff. And maybe at the moment, you're averaging £1,000 a week, $1,000, €1,000, £1,000, whatever it is, in retail sales. And let's say that your goal is to get it from $1,000 up to $2,000. So the goal is I am going to average £2,000, dollars or euro a week in retail sales by the 1st of May. Okay, so we've now stated that as a goal and it conforms to the SMART principle. Just because we've stated it doesn't mean that it's going to happen. So what is the strategy to make that happen? Now, this isn't a right strategy or a wrong strategy, but it's an example of how you might think. So let's say, for example, the first thing you might say is I'm going to review the individual figures. Okay, so you're going to have a look at what each individual stylist has been doing in the salon, say over the last month or last 2 months, so you can see what their averages are. By doing that, you can see where the potential growth is going to come from. What else might you do? I'm going to do a product knowledge training session. Okay, what else might you do? Put incentive and reward program together. What else might you do? Set individual goals so that everyone is aware that their individual goal is a component of the salon achieving its goal. What else might you do? Well, you might set a timeline so that week by week you can see the growth going from 1,000 to 2,000. It's not going to go like from 1,000 to 2,000 overnight. Maybe the first week the goal is to do 1,200. The second week it's to do 1,400. The third week it's to do 1,600 or whatever it is. So set a timeline of progressive results. Now, again, that's not the right way to think, that is not the right strategy, but it is a strategy. And it's an example of taking the goal that you've stated and then developing a realistic, workable strategy that's going to give you the best chance of achieving it. So I hope you've got something out of that today. If you want more information on how to improve your own personal productivity, my books Grow 2 Management and Grow 3 Team Building for Owners and Managers have a lot of stuff that focuses on this sort of area of improving your management productivity. But I'm sure you can see that whether you're talking about using this at a team level or using it at an individual level, it's still very applicable. So have a great week and we'll see you next time.